For the past 22 episodes, we've embarked on an unforgettable bucket list road trip, exploring some of America's most iconic destinations, from awe-inspiring natural wonders and historic landmarks to impressive museums, Indigenous cultural treasures, and modern adventures. It has truly been a journey of a lifetime. We've admired towering mountains, journeyed through snowy landscapes, encountered great wildlife, and experienced geological wonders. We've enjoyed live music, wandered through historic Old West towns, braved dizzying heights, snowstorms, deserts, freezing temperatures, and heat waves. Now, we've arrived at our final destination, Tombstone, Arizona. In this episode, we'll show you around the Tombstone Monument Ranch with a tour of our room. We'll experience the legendary OK Corral gunfight reenactment, take a glance at the Mexican border wall, and uncover even more of Tombstone's history and charm. A heartfelt thank you to each of you who have joined us on this incredible journey. We hope you enjoy this finale to our series, and we can't wait to share more adventures with you when we return home to Australia. So let's begin today by taking a look at Tombstone Monument Guest Ranch and then head into Tombstone. We are wrapping up our great American road trip with a stay at the Tombstone Monument Ranch, located just outside of Tombstone in the southern part of Arizona. The ranch is designed to resemble an 1800s Wild West town, complete with a saloon and various Western-themed activities for guests. During our stay, we were accommodated in one of the premium suites known as the courthouse.
As you come into the courthouse room where we're staying, you come down a small hallway and it leads you into the living area. Then you swing around, you've got a kitchen or a little kitchenette, coffee making facilities, a fridge with cold water, and half-half, or what they call half-half, which is milk. There's a desk for if you need to do any sort of work or computer stuff like we have with photos and videos, a TV, which we're not using. But the furniture is really, really beautiful. It fits in with the wallpaper and the period. There is a little veranda outside here, your own little private balcony with 2 rocking chairs. And you've got a sleeping area over here. This is a queen size bed, I think. Inside the cupboard, which is beautifully hand-carved, beautiful wooden timber again. And there's a safe in there for all your gold and guns. And then as you come through, you come through into the main bed. This is a king-size bed. Again, just really, really well set up, beautifully presented, comfortable bed. And the bathroom, again, the same wallpaper, the same features just runs throughout. There is a bath, family bath, and a shower here as well. Beautifully set up, lots of room, great.
The main street of the ranch features a private saloon for guests only. It's fully equipped with a wide selection of beer, wine and spirits, along with the pool table and nightly live music. Each guest room has a facade of an old Western storefront, courthouse or jail, and is decorated with its own unique interior design. And there's a pool for the hot summer months.
It's just a short drive into Tombstone on a clean, well-graded gravel road.
We left the ranch, we've come into the town of Tombstone, and we're just going to walk up and down the street, have a look down here. Should be pretty cool.
Ed Schaeflin founded and named the town after discovering silver in 1879. He chose the name Tombstone because he'd been warned that he would only find his own tombstone in the area before finding anything of value. When he struck a rich vein of silver, he quickly established a town and called it Tombstone.
These days, the town Too Tough to Die is most famous for the notorious Wyatt Earp, his brothers, and Doc Holliday. This unlikely group of gunslingers upheld law and order in the township. The legends of these men attract tourists from far and wide to walk the streets and even visit the original saloons where the West was truly wild.
The tales of Wyatt Earp and his crew have been portrayed in movies by actors such as Kurt Russell and Kevin Costner. This has increased the town's allure, attracting people who want to visit the actual locations where these characters and events took place in real life.
It was quiet while we were here because it was not the peak tourism season and the weather was very hot. In fact, today was the peak of the heat wave that we've mentioned in previous episodes. Horse-pulled carriages were used most of the day, but horses were well watered and cared for. Despite the low crowds, we still needed to arrive early to secure our tickets for the gunfight at the OK Corral show. Buying the tickets is one of the first things you must do when getting into Tombstone because tickets sell out fast.
All right, so we've had a walk up and down the street. Really cool how it's just like a walk back in time. And we got tickets for the 11 o'clock OK Corral gunfight. So we're just about to go in, had a quick chat with the Earps. So we'll go in, have a look at the OK Corral and the gunfight, see how it is.
History being recreated just for you. 30 feet from where it is.
This is something I have wanted to do for years. And I couldn't believe I was actually getting to walk in the area where the Earps had the infamous gunfight with the Clanton Gang in 1881. Bathroom, dunny, whatever you want to call it. In here.
Woo!
Boys are breaking ordinance number 9. Carrying weapons in town. Look, I'm afraid y'all are under arrest.
Hold on one second. Hey, Bill, what do you suppose he means that we've been breaking the city's ornaments?
Oh, no, it looks like we went and made the marshal mad.
Bill, I'm not fooling. I mean it. Hand over those weapons, now.
Are you pointing a gun at me, Fred? Why, we was just fun in the back. I'm a little bit drunk, and the boys are a lot of bit drunk. Now you put that gun away, and I will give you mine. See, right here.
Bill, you're
just like
doing reasonable thing. I appreciate it.
Oh no! Checking him, Morgan. Let go. Oh. How's he looking, Morgan?
He's not looking good, Wyatt. That man dies, Bill. You're gonna swing for it. Let him loose. Let him loose and forget we was here.
He just shot a man. He's gonna stand trial for it. Suggest you boys clear out.
Let's go, Bill.
Hey, funeral is cheaper than a trial, boys. I suggest you clear out of here.
Good luck, Bill.
What? No.
I'm gonna give you to the count of 3 to get your longer. Oh!
Looking for someone, Act?
Oh! Well, I was looking.
Frank, but this is Ike's problem.
Ike's problem. You've seen how Doc and them no good Earp's been treating him.
Look, Ike does this everywhere we go. He gets a few drinks in him, thinks he can whip his weight in Wildcats, and I'm sick of it!
Family is family, Billy. You get back your brother's play every time. Why do we keep you around?
Look, maybe
Get your hands off of me!
Cowboys looking for a fight? Now you've got it.
Up your hands, boys! We're here for your guns! Oh, that's not what I want! Shoot, God, see why I don't have a gun!
Fight to make the fighters get away.
Hold it!
You got the guts to play for blood.
You Huckleberry! That's just my game.
I see you moving. Billy, give me that gun.
Take it, Wyatt. Just let me die in peace.
We got the sheriff here.
Frank McClowry, dead. Tom McClowry, dead. Billy Clanton, dead. That was it, over before it ever started. Now 2 months after this gunfight.
We just come out of the gunfight at the OK Corral. Fantastic little show, just great. And just outside from the stage area is this part here. This is where the actual gunfight took place. And they've got a little plaque in front here showing the map of where everyone stood and how it planned out. So fantastic show. If you get the chance to pop in, this is great.
A hot day here in Arizona. We are in the midst of a heat wave here. It's the first week of June, so by the time you'll be watching this, it'll be coming into winter up here, so it is really hot today. We really enjoyed the OK Corral. We've just been back to the Tombstone Monument Ranch for lunch, which was really good, and now we're heading down to Bisbee for a quick visit. We hope we can see the Mexican border too. We're not sure about that, but we'll see how we get, because we've got to get back to Tombstone for another show and to show you a few more things around Tombstone. So it's an action-packed afternoon. We need to be back at the ranch for dinner at 6 p.m. So let's get going. We've got a lot to get in.
It could be a summer in Arizona, a winter in the...
It's only an hour or so drive from Tombstone to Bisbee, and then another 15 minutes or so to the Mexican border.
Take me through the valleys, get there on the back roads, meet you at the highs and see...
We know Bisbee from the Russell Crowe movie 3:10 to Yuma. So we wanted to have a quick drive through the town, even though we wouldn't really have time to explore it in depth. One thing that stood out to us about Bisbee is that it has a completely different vibe from Tombstone and, these days, attracts more of an alternative crowd.
After a brief drive around Bisbee, we ventured down to Naco, which straddles the US-Mexican border, just to see the Trump Wall, which is a short drive south of Bisbee. Accomplished one of the biggest goals that we sort of had planned for this road trip in America. So in one of the earlier episodes, we're as far north as we could go to the Canadian border, and we've zigzagged down across the United States of America down to as far south as we could go. Right behind me is the Mexican border. You can see the big wall that is there on the border. Anything over that side of the wall is Mexico.
Unfortunately, Scott was not feeling very well at this point of the day, so we stayed in Naco only for a very short time before having to return to Bisbee and then back to Tombstone.
Take me to the mountain, get there on the back roads, meet you at the highs.
We're at the front of Wyatt Earp's house in Tombstone. This is his original property. It's not open by the look of it, but this is where he actually lived. And Wyatt Earp, as you saw from the gunfight at the OK Corral, which is all portrayed in the Wyatt Earp movie starring Kevin Costner. It's one of the reasons we came here. We liked the movie, we've come and seen the real thing.
We visited the statue of Ed Schieffelin and once again strolled along the main street. It's interesting that the town's founder is far less known than the confrontations between the Earps and the Cowboys.
In the main street, you can visit Wyatt Earp's Oriental Saloon and Doc Holliday's Saloon, or browse the many stores. Scott picked up some cool cowboy boots while we were here.
We've come into the Birdcage Theatre, which is in Tombstone itself. Back in the day, this was a pretty wild sort of place. Yeah, they used to have dancing girls here. There are a number of different gunfights and gunshots that went off, so we'll see if we can find some of the existing bullet holes as well. Yeah, this was a bustling place back in the day. It's amazing to walk through the Birdcage. They've still got the original stuff, so the Faro table or card table that we were just having a look at, Doc Holliday used to deal the cards here. And there was an interaction between Doc Holliday and Johnny Ringo, and it happened at this table back in the day. The story goes that bullet holes in the roof meant that the Cowboys were happy with the show. Bullet holes that were found toward the stage were the Cowboys saying, "We didn't like your show." These bullet holes here were shot by a drunken cowboy who did not like what was going on, did not like the actor. So he shot and he got the stage, didn't get the actor. So it really happened. We've come behind the stage in what they call the backstage. And as you can see, there are curtains which would have gone up and down depending on the show, what was happening. It's just a place where actors and the girls would have got changed and ready for the show. In Tombstone, we have the world's largest rose tree. We've got one similar at home. It's nothing like this size, but it is massive. Absolutely massive.
And how old is it?
I think it's about 200 years old, and it flowers in April, I think it was. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Fertilize, water.
Yeah. And mine.
And mine.
Back at the ranch, we had some time to have dinner and wander around before enjoying the evening in the ranch's saloon. We listened to a live band, had some rounds of Jack Daniels, and played a few games of pool with new friends that we'd made. It was a fantastic evening and a perfect final night of our road trip. We highly recommend the ranch if you're planning to visit Tombstone. You could easily spend a week here, not only exploring Tombstone, but also relaxing at the ranch, swimming, horseback riding, practicing shooting and archery, and enjoying a whole range of different activities. We loved it here and want to thank the owners and staff for being so welcoming, making great food, and helping us feel at home on their ranch. Well, it's been another big day, a really hot day here at Tombstone again, but a fantastic day. We've seen some really good things, experienced some really good things, picked up a few fantastic little souvenirs, things that we really wanted from this place. It is a great place to come and see. So we're going to finish here. We're going, as you can see, our bags we've just got to try and make everything fit in again. Then we're heading off to North Carolina. We're going to have a few days off in North Carolina with our friends,
And we're not sure what we're going to do in North Carolina either. So it's a bit of a mystery for us. So
On the way out the next day, we made a stop at Tombstone's Boot Hill Cemetery to visit the graves of the Clanton gang, who were killed in that famous gunfight. And then we took a 3-hour drive to Phoenix to catch a flight to Raleigh, North Carolina. We didn't film much in North Carolina as our main purpose for the visit was to spend the week hanging out with our friends, their friends and families. We went to a baseball game for the Durham Bulls. Scott tried a Carolina Reaper in Raleigh. And we dipped our toes in the Atlantic Ocean at North Carolina's Wrightsville Beach near Wilmington before making the long flight back to Australia via San Francisco.
until next time, look after your mates.